it's called Sayaw ng Kamatayan.
Yes.
Kinuha namin yung yaw dun sa dulo, tapos kamatayan, kinuha rin yung dulo ng kamatayan dun sa dulo. Kaya yaw yan siya.
Yes. And it sounds very Asian din. Like
Yeah.
parang kung fu or
Yes, yes,
tai
yes.
chi.
It's
Ito,
like-
yaw yan.
Yeah,
Ganon.
medyo na blend siya sa normal kung fu, karate kind of martial arts actually when you name this in English, parang pag rephrase mo siya in English, it's called the dance of death.
Hi Dreamers, this is Jerry Salvador and welcome to the Pillow Talk where dreams get unplugged. Ang ating guest for today, grabe po, fitness trainer po siya and all around BPO and ang dami niya rin pong ganap in life. Very sporty, very determined, but very mindful. Let's all welcome Sir Mark Guillermo.
Good afternoon and thank you for being part of your show.
Yes, welcome po to the Pillow Talk.
Oo nga medyo this is new to me and this is a really good experience.
Yeah, and we're excited to have you here and para pag-usapan po ang life nyo, yan as a fitness trainer po and everything about your life. So, pero let's start po when you were a child muna. So, when you were younger, sabi niyo po kasi you weren't always fit. So, you were kind of chubby as a child. So, can you tell us about it po?
Yeah, if I were to recall, back in the days, nung bata pa ako, hindi ako conscious sa sarili ko. I was a chubby kid, ugly duckling, lahat kinakain ko. Parang wala akong masyadong self-consciousness sa katawan. Kaya parang hindi ko masyado naisip na mapupunta ako sa fitness back then.
Pero sabi niyo rin po, when you were younger pa rin, like medyo nag-start na nakakantsawan kayo, ganyan.
Yeah. Actually, during my grade school up to first year, parang napapansin ko whenever nagkaroon ng mga soirees, nagkakaroon ng ligawan within the classroom or from different classes, napapansin ko na parang I'm always left behind. So parang naisip ko, ano bang kakaiba sa kanila compared sa akin? So one time, I looked into the mirror, parang nakita ko na I think I have to make a change. Kasi nakita ko, taba-taba ako, ang itim-itim, tapos ang baduy ko magsuot and everything. So, that kind of made me change to a different lifestyle. So, ayun, that's how my fitness journey started.
Pero when you were younger po, what was your dream? Like, as a child?
Thank you for asking, no? So, para nakatapos ako sa pag-aaral ko, my mom used to have a boutique.
Okay.
So she had a boutique in Green Hills. In Green Hills, we used to sell clothes na galing sa mga different places, like galing sa Korea, galing sa US. Yung mga nauso no na Ralph Lauren, mga Gap, mga branded. So normally, whenever my mom would go home, she would bring home a magazine. Tsaka mga uso back then was yung mga GQ magazines eh. Tapos whenever I was like looking into the pages, doon ko nakikita yung mga Tommy Hilfiger na model, doon ko nakita yung mga Marlboro Classics na lalaki na medyo ang lakas ng dating. Oo, lakas ng dating eh. Tsaka nakikita mo yung pagiging fit nila eh. So parang my childhood dream was, alala ko, chubby ako. Parang gusto ko maging model. Parang I wanted to be a model in some way. So that kind of started my fitness journey na parang I wanna look good, I wanna be fit. Gusto ko at least pagdating ko ng second year high school, meron na magkaka-crush sa akin. Sana. So hindi pa ako sure back then. Kaya so I just kept on working out through the years.
So how was your routine po when you were starting? Like how many times do you go sa gym po ba or sa bahay? Ganyan?
I started at home. Actually, I have two brothers. I have my eldest brother was already working out. My second brother was also working out as well. I started just like mirroring yung mga workout nila, like doing mga bench press, mga simple bicep curls, yung mga simpleng lat pull downs, maraming push-ups. doing a lot of jogging and the like. So, doon ako nag-start for, I think, mga 2 years just working out at home. Then, parang feeling ko medyo na-bored na ako. So, that's where I kind of enrolled to a good gym na medyo uso back then, which was Slimmers World. So, back in 1998, if I was not mistaken, I enrolled to Slimmers World in the Galleria branch.
And then, doon na po nag-start yung pagbo-bodybuilding nyo din po ba?
Oo, yes. Actually, that's where I met a really good mentor in bodybuilding and fitness. His name was Boyet Robles, ano.
Hello po, Sir Boyet. If nanonood ka ngayon.
Yeah. So, when I met Boyet, parang talagang tinutukan niya ako when I was working out with Slimmers. And I just found out after like 3 months na siya pala yung parang pinaka-champion sa lahat ng mga Slimmers World na branches. So there's like every year they would have a prestige contest. Yearly they do that. Tapos maglalaban-laban lahat yung mga fitness professionals. And I found out that he was the champion from last year. Tapos sabi ko, bakit kaya ako lagi tinututukan nito ni Boyet? Yung pala, he saw the potential sa akin na parang sobra ka motivated, may chance ka if you would try to join the contest. So I gave it a shot. I've worked out for 2 years under his guidance, no? And by God's grace, I won the category 1 division nung contest na yon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yun yung very first niyo pa lang.
Yes. I was actually the youngest pa nga. I was around 18 years old when I won the contest. Kaya sobrang, when I won that, parang mas lalo akong na-motivate. And it actually kind of excelled my studies in sports science.
So that's what you took up as your
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Dahil doon na nga rin po, parang doon na nagli-lead yung life nyo.
Correct.
So that's why you chose that course. And how was it learning?
During the process, as being part of a fitness professional, parang mga na-advise na bigay sa akin ng mentor ko, if you want to get more clients or high-profile clients, you really have to make a name. So, after nung Great Bodies, I was a champion of that division. Parang nasabi ko sa sarili ko, what if I join other mga contests like yung mga Bikini Open? Sorry if I will mention
Flash
it.
picture.
Oo nga eh. Kasi because of my height, I'm not as tall as like a normal bodybuilder na medyo may katangkaran, may kalakihan. Because of my height, parang sabi ko, gusto ko medyo sexy na lang at sa mga mga Bikini Open na lang na mga contest na lang sasalihan ko. Just to show na I'm fit, I have a name, and I'll have more clients. Kasi medyo, if you're in the bodybuilding space, medyo maraming investment kailangan dyan. You spend a lot of money for your food, your supplements, and everything. Unlike when you're in the fitness world, you don't get to spend a lot on the food. You're medyo mas controlled siya. Second, the supplements are not that as extensive katulad ng bodybuilding. So, what I did, from year 2000 to 2003, I was joining yung mga normal mga Bikini Open contests. By God's grace, there were some that I was able to be the champion. It gave me at least some popularity, no? And that's where I was able to gain some good clients.
Yes, as a fitness trainer.
As a fitness trainer.
So when did that start po? You were joining, and then when did you decide na you wanted to be a trainer also?
I think it was in year 2001. That's where I kind of dedicated myself. From year 2000 to 2003, sabi ko, gusto ko maging medyo sikat na fitness trainer, but sa dami ng mga fitness professionals, it's like a big leap, ano. So I was a trainer for from year 2001 to 2003. for some gyms and for some hotels. At medyo marami ako naging mga clients. Literally, in a way na hindi ko na nga mapagkasya yung oras ko para mag-workout ako because of back-to-back na clients na medyo tinuturuan ko back then.
And you were still studying at
And I
this
was still
time.
studying, yes. Can you imagine, parang paggising ko sa umaga, mag-aaral ako, tapos pagdating ng mga around 10 a.m., I have to
Go to
start
class.
teaching na. Yeah, I have to start teaching. And then, pagdating ng hapon, I finish at 5 and then go back to class again.
Grabe.
So, yun. That was my fitness journey plus my education journey as well.
So,
combined.
sports science po, you graduated there.
Yes.
And then you took up another course.
Oo. So, nung time ng mga fitness days, dun rin nagte-trend yung mga courses like computer science, business computing, graphic
IT,
designing, IT technology. So, sabi ko, para hindi ako mas slow-paced sa takbo ng industry, why not just try to combine everything? Like, while I'm doing fitness training, tuturo, i-continue ko na lang yung mag-add pa ako ng education para meron akong fallback or at least I can shift to a different field just in case na magsawa na ako dito sa fitness. So, just to add, I moved to the BPO space sometime around 2003. And that's where I kind of shifted from fitness training to the BPO space. Actually, my older brother encouraged me to join yung call center industry. Sabi niya na, I think you can earn more. I think you could come up with better savings if you go to the BPO space. So, may mga times na I get to introspect. Minsan, sinusulat ko pa siya sa paper and I get to compute. Ito yung nakukuha ko daily, monthly, quarterly, as a trainer. And then my brother gave me like a computation of how the roles would progress through time and how much are they earning.
Sa BPO naman.
Sa BPO space. So I was like comparing trainer, BPO space. Parang I had to, it gave me a week to really decide ano ba talaga. After a week, that's where I've shifted and asked at least some guidance from my older brother. How will I start in the BPO space? Technically, I had pride pa nga. Medyo may pride ako. I did not join his company. Sa ibang BPO center ako nag-start as an agent. Just to prove myself na hindi ako maasa sa kapatid.
Yes. So yung pagiging business computing graduate nyo rin po, parang yun na rin nag-lead into pagiging BPO. Yeah.
Actually, the course that I took in business computing, it actually helped me where I am today. So, more into Excel, Microsoft Excel, creating reports, creating some simple programming. Dito ko siya nagamit during the BPO space. So technically, after being an agent, at least for a year and a half, I started as an analyst where I could use yung business computing. And may edge siya, medyo nagkaroon ako ng edge because I had the background of using...
Inaral niya
kasi I had the chance to use my own Microsoft Office skills. Dati, pag mga iba, medyo they're having a challenge just to create simple reports. For me, it was like instead of 5 steps, parang sa akin 1, 2, 3 na lang siya. So, medyo doon ako nag-excel. So, I was like grateful na sakto pala. Siguro kasi in God's timing, tama lang yung ginawa ko na I was doing fitness. Tapos, sinabi ni Lord na baka mag-aral pa ako. At baka dito pa ako mag-excel pa sa BPO space. So, when I felt the recognition na I was doing good as an analyst, sabi ko, all throughout, I will just stay in this department. Itong department na to is like ito ang magbibigay sa akin ng future talaga eh. Parang I could buy a house, I could have kids, have a better life and the like. So doon ako nag-start and until today, I'm still with that same department where I am today.
And so how long na po? Ilang years na kayo
Yeah.
dito?
I'm already 19 years in this department.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to give a background, my team would be the nerve system. That's how we kind of
Call yourselves.
we normally do the forecasting. We predict the number of volume dun sa specific clients that we support. We also do the planning, like telling how many agents you need to hire, how many classes you need to hire, and then we would do trending, like an analysis based on your attrition, your handle time, all of the parameters that's embedded into your plan. It will give you an outlook wherein hindi nagsasacrifice yung company in a way na hindi nagmamadali mag-hire. Nakakapag-hire sila ng quality agents. If there's growth, nabibigyan namin ng lead time yung facilities, which is normal. No? You tell facilities na, in 3 months' time, you need to add 100 more seats. My department will give that recommendation to all of the leaders, all of the stakeholders of the company.
Wow. And then you worked your way up, like...
Oh, yes. Parang when I was in the BPO space, parang ang goal ko noon, para makahabol ako sa mga leaders back then. Sabi ko, 2 to 3 years, gusto ko lagi ako na-promote.
Wow.
Parang from analyst to scheduler, to a planner, to a supervisor, to a manager, global manager, senior manager, and to a director I am today.
Wow.
Parang yun na laging naka-set in stone sa akin. In 2 to 3 years, dapat ma-meet ko siya.
But then, it took a toll on you at some point.
So, dito ko nga ma-express, not everything you will see everything at work. Meaning, you work every day, you earn money, but if you don't have work-life balance, it will take a toll. There is a fallback. And I took it the hard way, literally. So sobrang kinareer ko yung BPO space.
As a very driven person
person, parang pagising ko, trabaho. Uuwi ako, 12-hour shift na nasa office. I go home and then just have like a quick conversation with my wife. Kain, tulog. Maraming times, stress eating. Because of, dahil pagod, gusto ko ng bulalo. Parang gusto mo ng sisig with rice. So, mga ganon. So, maraming mga instances na-experience ko. And I think one of the best parang advice ko is yung mga energy drink. Medyo it can, especially if you lack sleep, you take energy drinks combined with coffee, combined with cigarettes. Malaki yung effect niya sa health. But I wasn't smoking nung that time, no. But I was drinking energy drinks, yung mga malalakas, yung mga Monster, together with an Americano na Starbucks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But
to compensate,
just to compensate yung kulang ka sa tulog, may you have many clients na you support. I remember back then I was supporting 23,000 agents.
Oh my God. Ang daming under you na kailangan mong isipin.
23,000 agents. It's global. Philippines, North America, Latin America. Tapos you have a centralized team that's global. You have so many clients, parang mga 33 clients, 33 to 40 clients. Iba-iba yung mga need nila. Can you imagine you're juggling your mind to different issues, solving complex problems, having hard conversations with them just to come up with a plan, talking to your own leaders in your company. So, ang daming yang work that can lead to stress. But again, stress is not really coming from the work itself, which I learned through time. It's really how you adapt to the stress. And that's where the fitness will really help you manage
Yeah.
the stress.
So during that time po, you weren't exercising or were you still? Pero,
Oh, when I was in the BPO space, parang I was working out, but there was wala masyado siyang puso.
okay.
Yung pag-workout ko. Parang I wake up, maka-dumbbells lang ako, maka-push up lang ako, makatakbo lang ako ng mga 30 minutes. Parang okay na ako eh. But again, if you're in the BPO space, working at night, kailangan mo pa rin ng pahinga. You need a lot of rest so that you can recover, you can work out again, your mind is clear, at mas okay ka when you work during the night shift. So parang back then, masyado ko natutok yung work eh.
And
But
then nung 2017 nga po.
Yes. So in August 2017, I had an heart issue. Thank God, when I had the heart issue, I was able to drive myself to the hospital. And my wife was at work when that happened. My kids were asleep. Siyempre, ayoko gisingin. But I felt this very unusual feeling. Hindi totally bumagsak, but I kind of bent down in a way na parang feeling ko, but parang may building na nakadaganan sa chest ko. And I couldn't point the pain. I couldn't tell na nandito the heart is at the left side, right? I couldn't really tell na nandito yung pain. It was just like a building that's just crushing my chest. And I was sweating like for almost 5 minutes. So I drove to the hospital. Buti nakapag-drive, by talaga ni Lord. Nakapag-drive ako, I went to the emergency room. I told the story na I had this heart issue. They did all of this 2D echo, full 2D echo. They did the lab test. And at the end nga, after an hour, the doctor said, when they gave the lab test, there was like a troponin. We call it troponin, if I said it right, when you get a heart issue or heart attack, there's like a certain fluid that will come out from your heart, which is called troponin. So when it happened, doon ko na sinabi ng doktor na may parang masyado mataas na troponin ang lumabas doon sa heart ko, which resulted to a heart attack. So I was in shock. Parang sabi ko sa sarili ko, ba't ganun? Nag-workout naman ako. Kung medyo titignan mo ako, medyo may built naman, but not like what I am today. Parang doon ako na nagulat. Sabi ng doktor, Mark, we have to bring you to the ICU. Kasi kailangan you need complete bed rest. Literally, you surrender your phones. Ilalagay ka namin sa ICU maybe a week or more than a week, depende kung paano mag-react yung body mo, no? So I was in the ICU for more than a week and 4 days, technically.
And that was a wake-up call.
Yes, actually. It was a wake-up call for me na parang sinabi ko sa sarili ko na hindi lahat kayang bilhin ng, if you put too much your time sa work, hindi mo makukuha lahat yung saya mo sa buhay. Like my instance, it gave me this heart issue. And if I continue to do that, most likely I may not be here right now, or
we're not
maybe
doing this podcast right now.
or I might not spend a lot of time with my kids. Kaya talagang it's very true, work-life balance is very important.
So what changed after yung ICU kayo for like a week, and then what was your plan afterward?
Yeah. So after the ICU, I was still in the hospital for a week, almost 2 weeks again.
Okay.
Kasi under evaluation to see how my heart is responding, gaano ako nag-recover. So I did a lot of therapy, stress tests to see if I'm already fit to be at home. Kung pwede na ako umuwi ulit and do my all of the regular mga daily activities mo sa bahay. Yung mga normal like lifting a mug, eating food, walking medyo may
Grabe. So, you couldn't move talaga ng ano,
Well,
or hindi advised na masyado?
wag masyado stress. Parang they
Okay.
wanted to slowly heal the heart eh. Pero medyo ano ako parang psychologically parang sabi ko sa sarili ko I want to do the impossible. Parang ganon. Parang gusto ko kung I felt this heart problem, gusto ko ma-surpass siya in a way na parang hindi ako nagkaroon ng heart issue.
Okay.
So, doon ako bumalik ulit sa fitness. Literally, I had on-time stress tests with my doctor, regular checkups. I even went to the level na during the stress test, gusto ko malaman kung anong exercise pwede para sa akin. So what I did is, nung na-discharge na ako, no, I was at home na, I kept jogging. Parang pinalakas ko yung heart ko. I kept jogging, lifting light weights. Pero yung jogging ko talagang sobrang pinursigi ko in a way that I would do different kinds of sports. Kasi when you do a stress test, it will tell you if you can go hiking. It will tell na hanggang ballroom dancing ka lang.
Okay.
Parang gano'n. It can tell you can go on tennis. So parang gusto ko ma-meet ko yung score of 10. You're evaluated from 1 to 10 eh. Parang gano'n. But ano nga no, sa sobrang motivation ko sa pag-change ng lifestyle, I wasn't at 10. But I was around the 9.3.
Still high.
It's high.
Pero gusto nyo 10.
Well, but I was aiming for a 10. Hindi na kinain ng legs ko yung stress test talaga. But when I saw the like the parameters, the exercises that can be done sa 9.3 score, doon ko nakita parang pwede siya sa martial arts. Pwede siya sa tennis. Pwede siya sa swimming, competition swimming. So sabi ko, parang gusto ko, I wanna go to the extreme. Yung parang si Kuya, I think I had the same concern with Kuya Kim. He had angioplasty, right? But he went to the extreme level na he was lifting weights, heavy weights, nag-deadlift. Gusto ko parang ganun rin ma-achieve ko, na parang walang nangyari. So that's where I started working out again sa gym, doing a lot of running pa rin. Kasi the
cardio is good for the heart.
Cardio is very good for the heart. And the number one that I was always prioritizing was always having enough rest.
And how did your family, your wife, take it during this whole process?
Actually, she was grateful na parang alam niya na hindi ako nawalan ng pag-asa. Parang talagang pag sinabi kong I wanna be motivated to do this, talagang I wanna go excel. Ay, gusto ko mag-excel dyan. Parang when I zone out, gusto ko, I'm always at par to the normal or average guy. Or if I can go higher than that, I will go above the bar. Parang yun lagi ang mindset ko. So, change lifestyle. In order for me to do everything, to exercise better, to have quality time at work, my first priority was my family. Parang sabi ko, if I prioritize family first, and my time is organized with my family, the more I could block my time into fitness. So medyo doon kami nakakasundo ng wife ko.
At least aligned.
Yes. A good example, no, for me, from morning up to afternoon, roughly 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., my time is dedicated with my family. Lahat yun, my work, it's set aside. Even if it's a backlog, I can still catch up. I know, parang I believe I can catch up.
Yes. Since alam nyo na rin naman how your work
with
works, you
yes,
know?
with 19 years, parang you know where to find the right answer right away, parang
Yes.
ganon. So what I did is from morning until afternoon, it's my time with my family and with my kids, so that when I go to my fitness journey, well, there's no distraction.
Okay.
And that's where my uh, fitness vlogging actually started as well.
Mhm.
So I normally work out between 4 to 6, and then from 6 to 8, I kind of rest for 2 hours, have dinner with my kids again, with my family, and then pagdating ng mga 9, I work at night.
Mhm.
So parang ganun lagi ang fixed schedule ko, Monday to Friday. And weekends, it's all dedicated for my family. Oh, family.
Yeah, and then so going to your family, so let's start with how you met your wife. Kasi pareho kayo ng work, so she understands completely. Then,
Actually, we met with the same department. I met her in the same company. But she was in Baguio back then when I was courting her.
Mhm.
And then through time, parang I asked her, I think it's good na you can also work in Manila para at least magkasama tayo kahit hindi pa tayo kasal or something, parang gano'n, ano. She came here to Manila. By God's grace, she was given a better job. She was offered a better job as a client. She's already a client for a financial company, no. So she started there, and then I opted to move up. Parang I wanted to go to another BPO center na I could expand more
Mm.
and share best practices. Parang yun yung naging advocacy ko back then. So I moved to different centers. Parang ang passion ko noon in my department, I really like to start new teams. Parang from the ground up, I will create a team that's transformational. A
Mhm.
team that's inspired, a team that's motivated to really handle tough clients, motivated in a way they can walk the talk,
Mhm.
motivated in a way they have strong emotional intelligence when they interact with their stakeholders. Normally kasi when you're in the BPO space, when you're in a support group, the emotional intelligence medyo you need to train it or no, you need to mentor it, not train, but you need to mentor it during your one-on-ones with your direct reports. So that's where I'm good at. I like to create transformational teams. Every company na pinagdadaanan ko, I try to transform them na maging transformational. I've had direct reports wherein they have the same title as what I have today, and I'm even proud na they are transformational. I think if I would name one, like John Maxwell is a great transformational leader. They would energize by recognizing the good work.
Mhm.
They are a role model of integrity. When you say role model of integrity, literally they walk the talk para you can gain the trust and confidence ng mga taong sinusupport mo. And when they see that they have a leader who can walk the talk, who can emotionally express themselves and tell the bad news without hurting the feelings of their people, the more you could energize them. So, I was trained by really good leaders. Hindi ako parang natulog tapos pagising ko, transformational leader na ako, no? I've learned through great transformational leaders within my own BPO space. Kaya parang I just want to do the great work. Parang there's good karma if I get to mentor people na to do good at the office without literally hindi straightforward work is work eh. Meron siyang personal touch. There's like an authentic relationship when you interact with your customers, to the people that you work with, and their daily lives. Parang ganon.
Yun nga yung high emotional intelligence.
Yes. Very, very that's one of the very important traits that you would need if you want to encourage someone like in fitness, or you want to encourage them to be good in my same department, talagang you have to motivate them, and emotional intelligence is part of that process.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you mentioned a while ago na you went into vlogging nga after this as well.
Yes, yes.
So, why did you decide to go into social media?
Yeah. So when I saw that I could do kickboxing na with my health, medyo naglaki ng improvement na. Parang I wanted to shift to martial arts. At medyo gusto ko medyo kakaiba. Gusto ko yung gawa ng Pinoy. Gusto ko branded ng Pinoy. Para ma-fit ko yung personality ko sa kultura ng country natin, sa Philippines, no? And that's where I saw Yao Yan.
Mm-hmm.
And I met the president of Yao Yan. His name is actually Saladin Dakuyan.
Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know what Yao Yan is, can you tell us about it?
Oh yeah. Actually, if I were to name the school itself, it's called Sayaw ng Kamatayan.
Yes.
But medyo medyo
Very
aggressive.
intense.
Medyo intense yung name, medyo aggressive, they kind of shortened the name of the school para hindi siya masyadong aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya yung Sayaw, kinuha namin yung yaw dun sa dulo, tapos kamatayan, kinuha rin yung dulo ng kamatayan dun sa dulo. Kaya yaw yan siya.
Yes. And it sounds very Asian then. Like
Yeah.
parang Kung Fu or
Yes,
Tai
yes.
Chi.
It's
Ito,
like-
Yao Yan.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Medyo na blend siya sa normal kung fu, karate kind of martial arts, actually, when you name this in English, parang pag rephrase mo siya in English, it's called the dance of death. Aggressive pa rin, kaya
still.
parang okay na si Yao Yan.
Yao Yan na
Based
lang.
on my based on how I was mentored by my by my team.
And it's catchy din. Yao
Oh,
Yan.
Yao Yan. Ano ba Yao Yan? Yun nga.
Mhm.
When you say it, parang wow, ganun pala. Parang nakakatakot ah.
Mhm.
But eventually, you become more disciplined. I'm so grateful, I met this team. Dumoble yung disiplina ko sa sarili ko. Number one, the way I take my food. Second is yung mind ko. I'm more focused sa work. I'm more organized. Number three, mas lalo ko nabibigyan oras yung family ko.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm more sweet to my wife kasi parang the more I exercise, the more I do training with Yao Yan, parang feeling ko nakiklear lahat. Lahat ng, sabihin natin stress, no? But stress is not coming from the work eh. It's how you absorb the work,
Mhm.
right? If you don't absorb the work properly, it leads to stress.
Mhm.
But yun nga, sa sobrang dami ng trabaho, sabihin natin maraming trabaho, para sa akin, andyan lang yung trabaho eh. Mauubos rin yan. But I'll focus on my family. Parang I'll focus with my wife. Focus on my kids. And then I'll block some time to finish everything that's involved with my work.
Mhm. And then yung sa Yao Yan, can you explain, like, how is it different from the other types of martial arts?
All of the martial arts, lahat yan may extraordinary na galaw. Or they have this unique style of how they execute the art, or how they execute the training. Ang maganda dito sa Yao Yan, they have different styles of how they do the kicks. Let's say if you try to compare with other martial arts, and I won't name any other, let's say si Yao Yan, they have 45 different styles of kicks. And yun yung medyo nag-i-inspire sa akin to do better, to do more. To be honest, the 45 kicks na sinasabi ko, nasa kalahati pa lang ako ng 45 styles ng kicks nila. So, during the process, parang it's a learning phase for me. Para ako nag-aaral sa school. Parang nag-aaral ulit ako ng business computing. Parang nag-aaral ulit ako ng sports science for me to do this extraordinary, unique style na kick. They have this like, I would say, sobrang flexible na hip na it's hard to
You have to twist.
Yeah, there's a
Ganyan.
lot of hip movements, no? May mga kicks na parang bigla na lang iikot ka na pa ganun. Pero yung kick mo, they call it a scorpion kick.
Mhm.
Di ba? The scorpion goes like, they use
The
this,
tail.
their tail.
Mm-mm.
You're using your leg na parang you're like a scorpion. There's like a scorpion kick na parang ganun, which you have to keep on repeating yourself to master the rhythm, the weight, the movement of your hips, no? So yun yung parang nag-encourage sa akin to do more.
Mhm.
Feeling ko parang masaya siya. I find it exciting. They've been in the industry for a long time na rin. Kaya parang masarap siyang gawan ng social media content
Mm.
to encourage Filipinos to try Filipino martial arts, to embrace physicality, to let them feel na, oh, gawang Pilipino to. At pag ginawa ko to, parang gawa ng Pilipino, and I'm proud it's made by the Filipino.
Mhm.
Kaya talagang I really kind of supported the school in a way na not only through money, like through contributions pag may mga competitions sila, but I did it with my whole heart, with not getting any monetary exchange, no. Parang advocacy ko parang makatulong pa sa art ng school. Why not do it more in social media? And most of my vlogs, when I do it, I try to make it so raw in a way na like when they do martial arts, normally nasa gym, they would do it in a gym, ano. I would do some contents na I'm doing the training on the street.
Mhm.
Nasa kalye ako, kasama ko yung coach ko, sumusuntok, sumisipa, so that when someone sees the content, they would already feel na, wow, kaya pala natin to gawin sa street. So parang why not let's start it now? Parang let's embrace physicality at mag-enroll tayo dito sa school na to.
Mhm.
Or if not, maybe a different martial arts school. So I'm so grateful na medyo nagkaroon siya ng strong influence through my school, through some of my friends. Medyo lumawak na siya in the social media space. And I'm very grateful na pati mga bata, they would even comment and say, ang galing nyo kuya, ilang taon na po kayo? Sometimes I don't wanna disclose my age para lang na hindi ko sabihin na masyado na akong old for this, parang gano'n.
But then you get to show nga through your vlog. So that's how it started. Yung sayaw yan.
Yes.
And then you show other types of like martial arts. And yung parang what was your goal with your vlog?
My goal was to really drive physicality. If you would look into my profile sa social media, we're just so into technology, especially sa mga Gen Z, right? They're just so into tablets, even my kids, right? Sobra na sila sa computer. Kung mapapansin natin, di sila katulad ng mga batang 90s wherein they're so into activities, physical activities. So parang we wanted to bring back yung old generation na lahat dati yung nagpapatintero.
Chinese garter,
Nagcha-Chinese garter. Mga iba naglalaro ng shato. Shato, parang gano'n, di ba?
Mhm.
So dito parang ini-encourage namin na dati may martial arts. Napapanood nyo na lagi yun eh. You watch it on TV. So why not practice it? Why not use it as part of your fitness journey? And maybe at least out of 100,000 or maybe at least 10 people out of that 100,000 na touch namin yung hearts nila to go into fitness.
And so this led to having a work-life balance din po in your life, no?
Yes. Ito ang gusto ko talaga i-share sa lahat. Madaming nagsasabi ng work-life balance. And I it's proven. For me, can you imagine who had a heart issue? Kailangan ma-realize ko the hard way. Para lang ma-feel ko na kailangan talaga medyo babaguhin mo yung lifestyle mo. habang bata ka pa, lahat kaya mong gawin eh. But when you get older, everything gets a little bit slower. Meaning, yung
Yeah.
metabolism, the way how you digest your food, the way you remove the toxins in your body, etc. The fluids that you take, especially mga vices, the alcohol, the cigarettes, and the like, no? Hindi lahat kayang gamutin ng supplements. Even if you take vitamins, you drink yung mga organic supplements, you're taking the most expensive supplement that could remove all of the toxins. Sabi, iba pa rin yung you bring work-life balance in a way, you also put fitness as you get older. Because the more that you exercise, the more you won't be stressed. So that's the equation, parang yung formula niya, no? The more you exercise, the more less stress you will be. And the more less stress you are, the more you're organized. And when you are more organized, the more you could see everything. When I say you see everything, I have time for my wife. Hindi kalahating love ko. 100% yung love. Kasi may tulog ako. The mind is clear. Kasi you're bringing balance because of, may regular exercise. It's really proven scientifically, no? Kahit sa mga magagaling na fitness professionals, pag lagi ka nag-exercise, iba yung pakiramdam. You wake up in the morning, you feel refreshed. Sometimes you work out or you have a really good jog, di ba? Sometimes you get to jog, a long jog. Pagising mo sa umaga and when you look at the mirror, parang sabi mo, parang bumata ako ng isang araw, limang araw. There are times na gano'n, di ba? And it's really true because the body is like generating new cells. And it removes the stress. It helps your emotional and your mindset as well. Kaya talagang ako, I'm just so into fitness, parang feeling ko mas nag-mature ako. I became a more matured father. It gave me more time sa kids. Mas maganda yung mga advice ko sa mga anak ko. Kasi I involve fitness. Even I try to encourage fitness na rin sa mga kids ko. Well, my eldest is 19. Medyo nag-start na siya mag-jog. I'm trying to push the kickboxing or the yaoyan, pero medyo gusto niya marathon type pa eh.
Okay. They have their own naman.
Siya.
Ganyan.
Yes. Si Jeka, my eldest. So I'm allowing her to explore that space. Maybe through time, medyo ma-encourage ko siya mag martial arts as a self-defense, ano. But sometimes when I do my vlog, what I do is, sometimes when I do my vlog, I let my two daughters, my two small kids, my 8-year-old and 5-year-old, sometimes they would watch me when I do the vlog. Minsan nga, may candid pa nga, bigla silang, habang nag-training ako, pupunta sila doon, tapos nagsisipa-sipa rin sila.
Cute.
Which is, happy ako pag may mga moments na ganyan. Very, very memorable, ano. Parang I want them to get exposed para, yun nga, mabawasan ko yung parang technology sa kanila. At least the impact with my kids, mabalik ko yung generation natin dati, mga batang 90s na mahilig sa mga activities. Maybe not in martial arts or maybe in a different kind of sport.
Yes, whichever would work for them.
Yeah. So, my second child, they're all studying in Miriam. She's in
Miriam din ako.
Oh yeah,
yes.
really? Oh yeah.
Yes.
She's in grade 3. The other one is in nursery, ano. She's into swimming right now.
Okay.
Medyo magandang katawan nun. Like my color too. Swimming and trip. My youngest, siya yung, nung bata ako, chubby-chubby siya. But she's doing ballet. Can you imagine?
Cute.
Ballet ang trip niya for now. So medyo, I try to involve them into different activities para bata pa lang, gusto na nila medyo active yung body. Kasi if you start na parang very timid, i-introduce mo ang fitness, medyo matagal ang journey niyan.
Yeah.
Yung break in to let them feel how to exercise or do different sports, medyo matatagalan.
Yeah, and yun, nakikita din naman nila sa'yo
Yes.
na how you exercise and ganyan. Pero it's really nice na you let them choose kung ano yung gusto nilang
Right.
piliin for them.
Correct. And syempre girls, medyo natin yan parang mga prinsesa natin yan. We let them feel kung saan sila talaga comfortable.
And so speaking of, para kanino kayo bumabangon at patuloy na nangangarap?
Bumabangon, nangangarap, depende Depende kung saan natin. I have a really strong faith in God. In a way na siya nagbibigay sa akin ng lakas. Na I'm very grateful. There are times I wake up in the morning, I always thank God. I thank the Lord that I can still exercise. Can you imagine at my age right now, I can do some extraordinary kicks na natatalo ko pa yung mga pang 25 years old or 20-year-old. I was given an opportunity to be part of a film project, but I won't be able to state it.
Not yet. Abangan na lang po natin.
After the vlogging, na-bless tayo na magkaroon ng film project. No? It was related to the same fitness that I am doing today. So parang na-feel ko, I think I can do more. Parang not to gain the popularity, but the impact to touch the lives of different people na malaki ang nagagawa ng fitness. Madaling sabihan ng fitness But when you have the consistency and you put your passion there, malayo mararating nun. And I think the number one is the discipline. When you're disciplined, you can do a lot of things. Yung pag-organize, yung time, the way how you react to things, the emotional intelligence, right? Because if you're stressed, most likely the emotional intelligence medyo mababawasan Kasi pagod ka. You cannot speak in a way na parang hindi ko nasasaktan yung loob ng tao. But if you have that regular exercise and you're stress-free, for sure, the way you interact with people, very polite ka. And the way you see your family, yakap-yakap mo sila. Kasi nga, you're stress-free.
Yeah.
Your mindset is always clear.
And then for you, what's your goal pa? I mean, ang dami nyo nang na-achieve. Pero ano pa yung goal nyo at the moment? You said, maybe let's go with the fitness.
Yeah. So, I had some recent trainings. I think one of the parang I wanted to explore, on top of Yaoyan, doing a lot of social media content for them, I tried to explore other martial arts. There was a time I did train with one of the best martial arts schools dito sa Philippines. They're under the Lions MMA gym kay Edward Folayang. And they used to compete a lot, especially dun sa one championship. So I tried the martial arts of Wushu. They call it Wushu.
Yes.
It's like Kung Fu, but I think it's a bit, but it's a faster movement. It's close to Kung Fu, but it's also, what's the best word na medyo brutal?
Safe.
Na safe. Mabilis, malakas, and accurate. So the speed, timing, power, andun siya through the striking. And parang gusto ko mahalo. Parang I wanted to mix Yaoyan with Wushu.
And
Parang
create
ganun.
maybe your own. Wow.
Parang i-blend ko. What if I mix this and that? Parang ano kaya magiging so I get to explore.
Buyan.
So
Just an idea.
So I kind of explored there. Tapos there was a time last year, my wife had a business trip in Phuket, Thailand. Tapos when I kind of researched, dito pala nag-originate yung Muay Thai. So I even had to ask my boss. My boss is from the US. He's an American, Sabi ko, boss, baka pwede ako mag-leave ng 1 week lang. I just have to accompany my wife. Blessing in disguise, hindi masyadong madami yung work. So, thank you. I traveled with my wife, and then when my wife was having her business trip, attending a summit, I took a crash course 1 week
Wow.
doing the authentic Muay Thai training. It was a great experience, no, na to a point, meron akong lesson na natuto rin doon. Na dapat nalaman ko yun nung fitness trainer pa ako, no. But because of the short period of time I wanted to learn everything agad. Rest and recovery is very critical. Not critical, but very important in fitness. You have to rest to become stronger on the next training.
Yes, it's part of the fitness journey.
Yes.
Mhm.
Recovery is also important. If you feel that there is something not functioning properly, like your knees, your elbows, or maybe your joints, don't try to push yourself more. Especially when you get older, baka it might lead to other problems.
Complications.
Complications. Baka mabalian ka pa and everything, no? 1 week when I had the crash course, they asked me to do like 100 roundhouse kicks
Whoa.
non-stop. And you have to pivot your foot. You have to pivot your foot in the mat 100 times. In Yaoyan, we have that. But the rotation of the hip of the Muay Thai is a little bit different. So can you imagine 100 times I was like shifting my heel,
Parang
no?
Karate Kid, wax on, wax
Oh,
off,
yes,
ganyan.
To a point, the skin of my foot natanggal na siya.
Oh my God.
Literally half of it.
Mhm.
It was painful,
Mhm.
pero parang feeling ko parang ano lang siya, skin lang siya. So I even asked the parang OG na Muay Thai
Is
na,
this normal?
sabi, I was asking, normal ba to, coach, na nababalatan tayo sa ganito? Sabi niya, that's normal kasi you're just new to this art. Oh, what can we do? What can I do to remedy the pain?
Mhm.
Balutan daw namin ng tape. So alam mo yung ginagamit sa pamboxing na tape. I even have a content of my blog. Binalot ko yung buong pa ako ng tape to my toe. Even my toe, na tanggal pa siya yung balat, yung
Oh my
may
gosh.
biggest toe.
Mhm.
Tanggal siya talaga. It was painful. Yung pag nabasa ng tubig, mapapaaray ka, di ba? You know the feeling, di ba? If you're a basketball player, a volleyball player, and everything, na masakit. Can you imagine, kalahati, na wala yung balat. Tanggal talaga. I even removed it na nga eh.
Mhm.
So, binalot ko ng tape, kabilaan. So, sabi ko, coach, talagang motivated ako. Let's complete the training. So, the training was until lunchtime. I completed it. I went home. I had second thoughts of removing the wrap, no? Yung nakabalot, no? Naligo ako, suot ko yung wrap. I took a bath. Tapos nung nabasa, doon ko naramdaman, masakit siya talaga.
Mhm.
To a point, I had to call my wife to help me remove So, ginupit namin. It was bad. Pero the following day, parang inisip ko, kaya ko pa ba mag-training?
Mhm.
Most likely, parang hindi na. So, that's where the rest and recovery came into play. I had to rest for 1 day. So, out of that 6-day training, I had to skip 1 day to let at least my both of my feet kind of heal,
Mm.
So, I took a rest. Pero the third day, binalot ko talaga na mabuti yung both feet ko ng tape. Tinuloy ko yung complete training.
Wow.
And I'm grateful, no? It was a really good experience. Kung sa sakit na katawan, sumakit talaga yung katawan ko.
Grabe talaga yung dedication. So, yung ma-advise nyo na lang po sa ating dreamers. So, as a person na, yun nga po, very important sa inyo ang holistic wellness, mind, body, spirit. What can you tell our dreamers?
I think my top 3 advices, fitness can be into a lot of things. It can be anong sport. But first of all, you have to find what kind of fitness yung talagang magiging interest sa akin. That's number
What
1.
fitness fits for you?
What fitness fits for you? what fitness will excite you. Because if you feel na this fitness will excite you, dun magfa-follow yung consistency. Because gusto mo siya. You're doing new things. You're exploring different techniques, sabihin na lang natin. At pag nandyan yung consistency, dun na pumapasok yung passion. My passion to dedicate myself na I want to be the best of the best. I want to be at par with the best. I want to look like the best. Look like. So ako look like pa lang and I'm not the best. So parang I wanna at least be at that level. So the second one is, ulitin ko again, is rest and recovery. Especially if you're working at night, you're in the BPO space, or regardless of what field, no, or what vertical you support, pag night shift, no, and you involve fitness in your life, in your lifestyle. I'm not a doctor, but I would highly recommend when you do your exercise, at least have some rest before I play basketball, before I do my kickboxing, before I do my yaoyan. I highly recommend na you take a lot of rest, because if there's no rest and you do your fitness journey, not most likely, but there will be a time. One instance or two instances wherein makakaramdam ka ng cramps. You'll feel like a sudden cramps in your legs. The focus of, trying to shoot the ball to the hoop, it's not 100%. Your performance is, I would say, 60 to 70%, mainly because hindi clear yung mind. There's no rest. The next one is recoveries, because whenever you're done with your training, don't get excited that next day, ganun yung level of pag-excel mo dun sa basketball or mixed martial arts or whatever sport, You also have to recover. Let the body recover again to gain its energy, to help you recover through nutrition, through sleep, so that on the next exercise, you can excel more. Kasi if you keep doing it every day, walang recovery, hindi ka mag-excel. You won't be able to do the other additional step. It's because kasi nga, kulang ka sa recovery. So yun nga, that's my second advice, rest and recovery. And the third one, through time when you get old, you have to listen to your body. I think that's my third advice. Listen to your body. If you know that when you're doing your exercise and you feel something unusual, if you have to pause and tell your friends, you have to tell your coach or tell whoever is involved in that fitness journey, can I take a break for a while? And then you try to feel your body. Listen to your body. Magkaka-cramps ba ako? Parang feeling ko, pag tinuloy ko pa to, parang mababalian na, magkaka-spray na ako eh. Do not push yourself to that limit. When you get old, mas mabagal ang recovery eh. Right? So listen to your body, assess yourself if you can go more, or I have to stop, or I think there's wala naman problem, then go ahead and complete your exercise. But if you think there's something unusual na nakakaiba, you pause, take a break, and think about it. Itutuloy ko ba o hindi? Mm-hmm. I've seen it when with my exercises, yung mga unique kicks, yung mga parang sabi ko, kaya pa to eh. Parang hips ko, okay pa to eh. Pero I just kept doing it. I just kept doing the kick. Kasi gusto ko siya ma-master. Pero I wasn't really listening to my body. Yung pala, grabe na yung lower back ko. It was just so painful. I just kept doing it. The next day, it was I would say, a bad experience. A bad experience in a way na instead of a 2-day recovery, it was a 1-week recovery because of I was not listening to my body.
Mm-hmm. So yun po yung top 3. So basically, choose wisely, rest and
And
recover, and then listen to your body.
That's
So
right.
yes, wise words from Sir Mark Guillermo.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much, dreamers. Good night and sweet dreams.
Thank you.
Bye.